Recording in progress.
Thiruvan Saranai. Good evening, Venerable Mahasangha, Sayales and brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today we are starting a new Matika, the corrupt triplet, Saṃkiliṭṭha Tika. The Saṃkiliṭṭha Tika, or the corrupt triplet, comprises of three terms. The first term, saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā, states that are corrupt or defiled and corruptible objects of defilements. The second term, asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā, states that are not corrupt, not defiled, but are corruptible objects of defilements. And the third term is a double negative term, asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā, states that are not corrupt, not defiled, and not corruptible, not objects of defilements. So we are starting off with the first term, saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā, states that are both corrupt and corruptible. So the word saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā comprises of two words combined together. The first word, saṃkiliṭṭha, refers to corrupt or defiled. Saṃkilesikā refers to corruptible or objects of defilements. The commentary, Atthasālinī, gives definitions for three words, saṃkiliṭṭha, saṃkilesa, and saṃkilesikā. We'll take each of these words separately and see how they differ from each other. So the first word, saṃkiliṭṭha, refers to corrupt. Saṃkilesa refers to corrupting. Now, saṃkilesa is basically the kind of the dhammas which are able to corrupt other dhammas. In other words, that which corrupts are what saṃkilesa refers to. In other words, something that oppresses or torments a being. Saṃkiliṭṭha, on the other hand, means corrupt. And for them to be corrupt, they need to arise or occur together with corruptions. And saṃkilesikā refers to capable of becoming corrupt by attending to self as an object, or permanently conjoined with corruptions owing to inability to get beyond the state of being objects of corruption. And it is a name given to objects of corruption. Now, we will describe this further in the next couple of slides. Now, finally, the term saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā is a combination of the two words, saṃkiliṭṭha and saṃkilesikā. Therefore, the analytical states that are classified under this term should be both corrupt and also objects of corruptions. So first, we will look at what kilesa or corruptions or defilements are. Now, all of these, there are 10 defilements or 10 corruptions, and all of these are mental factors, they're cetasika. So they are lobha, greed, dosa, hatred, moha, delusion, mana, conceit, ditti, wrong views, vichikicha, doubt, thina, sloth, uddhacha, restlessness, ahirika, shamelessness, and anuttappa, fearlessness of wrongdoing. Now let's try to understand what saṃkiliṭṭha is. Saṃkiliṭṭha refers to corrupt or defiled. Now we will try to understand this using a glass of water. So if we take a glass of water, a clean glass of water, you can see that it's very pure. Likewise, the consciousness and the mental factors, if there isn't anything to make it unclean, it is a very pure state. It is a very clean state. However, the kilesas are like mud. So when even one kilesa falls into this glass of water, it's like a drop of mud falling into this glass of water, the mud will dissolve and spread all throughout the glass of water, making the entire glass very dirty. Likewise, even if one kilesa occurs together with consciousness and the other mental factors, it makes the entire mind and mental factors corrupt or defiled. And that is how we must understand the word saṃkiliṭṭha. So saṃkiliṭṭha refers to the consciousness and mental factors that arise together with corruptions or kilesas. Now let's look at the kilesa and the saṃkiliṭṭha one by one. So to make it easy to classify them, I have rearranged the order of the kilesa. So I've taken the first three, lobha, mana, and ditti, which are the three lobha cetasika, the cetasika that arise together with the lobha chitta. So these three occur with the lobha chitta and their associated cetasika. So kilesas are the lobha, mana, and ditti, whereas the saṃkiliṭṭha, or the corrupt or defiled, would be the lobha chitta and their concomitant mental factors. Similarly, dosa, hatred mental factor, is associated with dosa chitta and cetasika. So that would be the saṃkiliṭṭha dhammā. Vicikicca, doubt, arises exclusively together with the vicikicca chitta and cetasika. And then the four akusala sadharana cetasika, the universal unwholesome cetasika, which are moha, uddacca, ahirika, and anuttappa. They arise in all 12 unwholesome chittas and cetasika. And finally, tīna, sloth. These occur together with the 5 akusalas sasaṅkārika, the unwholesome prompted chittas and cetasika. So you can understand now, you can correlate which kilesas are associated with which saṃkiliṭṭha dhammā. So as you can see, overall we get all 12 akusala chitta and all 27 cetasika under the saṃkiliṭṭha category. Now we'll go to the definition of the next term, saṃkilesikā, corruptible or objects of corruptions. So the first definition or the first meaning that is given is capable of becoming corrupt by attending to self as an object. Now, we know that consciousness and mental factors require an object. All consciousness and mental factors require an object in order for them to arise. So here, the saṃkilesikā dhammā become objects and make the consciousness and other associated mental factors capable of becoming corrupt or prone to become corrupt. And saṃkileseva niyutta means permanently conjoined with or tied to corruptions. So the kilesa will never arise in the absence of an object. Therefore, these objects are always tied to corruptions or conjoined with corruptions. You can never have a kilesa arising without an object. Therefore, we call them saṃkilesikā. And next, inability to get beyond the state of being objects of corruption. Again, it is because these objects, they cannot avoid being objects. They cannot avoid being objects of these kilesa. And finally, this is with reference to ārammana paccaya. Ārammana paccaya refers to object condition, and you will be learning this in the suvisi paccaya. That is part of the patthāna pakaraṇa, the 7th pakaraṇa of the Abhidhamma Pitaka. And again, it's with reference to being an object, to these kilesas. So saṃkilesikā, in short, refers to objects of corruptions. Now we come to the Nikepa Khanda, the summary section, description of saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā. Katame Dhamma saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā, which are the states that are corrupt and corruptible. Tini akusala mūlāni, lobo, doso, moho. The three unwholesome roots, greed, hatred, and delusion. Tadekaṭṭhāca kilesa, the corruptions that are united therewith. Tam sampayutto, vedanakkhando, saññakkhando, saṅkhārakkhando, viññānakkkhando. The aggregates of feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. Tang samutthāna, kaya kammang, vaci kamma, mano kamma. The bodily, vocal, and mental actions that spring from them. These are the states that are corrupt and corruptible. Now, this description may look very familiar to you. And if we go back, it's identical to akusala dhamma, because saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhamma are basically the 12 akusala, unwholesome consciousness, and 27 mental factors, the cetasika. That is why the description is identical in the two. The word or the phrase tadekaṭṭhāca kilesa. Here the word tadekaṭṭha. We need to look at the word ekaṭṭhaṃ in order to find out what the word tadekaṭṭha means. So ekaṭṭhaṃ refers to being united or persisting either in one consciousness or in one person. So when we say sahajekaṭṭhaṃ, it refers to persisting in one consciousness. And pahanekaṭṭhaṃ, that is united in removal, refers to persisting in one person. And united therewith, or tadekaṭṭhaṃ, refers to persisting with a mental factor such as greed, or persisting in one consciousness together with another state such as contact. So here, in saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhamma, tadekaṭṭhaṃ refers to sahajekaṭṭhaṃ, united in coexistence, or that which persists in one consciousness.
那我们看刚才呢，在概要章里面呢，有这一个出现这一句巴利呢，就 tadekaṭṭhāca kilesa。那要怎么去理解？特别呢，对于这个 tadekaṭṭha 呢，这个词要怎么去理解呢？首先呢，我们要理解这个 ekaṭhaṃ 要是什么意思。那 ekaṭhaṃ 呢，我们翻译成同存，同存就是同时存在。这个同存呢，有两种定义，两种可能性。那第一种呢，就是同样这个性时刹那，在同样性时刹那里面呢，它们同时存在。或者我们讲是居生或者相应这样的情况，就是同时存在在同一个性时刹那里面，又或者呢，它是在同样存在一个个体一个个体相续流，就好像比如说我们的一般的世俗讲法，所以在同样的一个终身的这个相续流里面呢，同时存在，不一定在同一个性时刹那，但是在这个个体这个相续流里面呢，同时会有这个存在的这个情况，那这个是第二种同存的情况。那所以呢，这两种呢，在巴利呢有两个不同的意思，不同的这个词。如果呢，我们看到的是 sahajekaṭṭhaṃ， 那这个是呢，就是说居生同存，因为居生呢，就是在同一个性时刹那之中呢，同时的升起。那居生的这个情况呢，同时升起的就叫做呢居生同存。那另外一种呢，叫做断除同存，就是呢，它因为在同样一个相续流里面。所以当这一个人呢，他能够断除某一个烦恼的时候，虽然那个烦恼不是在同一个性时刹那当时候呢同时升起，但是他在同一个相续流里面的这些烦恼呢，就能够同时的断除，所以我们叫做是断除同存，因为它不一定是同一个性时刹那，但是呢，在同一个相续流里面呢，可以同时呢被断除的，所以叫做断除同存。所以有这两种的情况。那再看回去 tadekaṭṭhaṃ 呢，就是与其同存。那与其这边其什么呢？因为之前讲的是三种不善因，所以这个不善因呢，同时呢，与它同存的呢，这个呢，就是指的与这些贪嗔痴这些同时存在的，在同一个性时刹那的 这些呢其他的这些相应法。所以呢这边呢，当我们提到收软顺软法，讲到这个与其同存，指的就是居生同存，同时存在在同一个心识刹那中的这些心跟相应性所。
And now the Atthasālinī Khandang description of saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā, which are the states that are corrupt and corruptible. 12 akusala chittuppada, the 12 unwholesome states. And these are the states that are corrupt and corruptible. So the 12 unwholesome risings of consciousness, those are the saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā. So again, the description of this term is identical to what you would find under akusala dhamma. And that is because the analytical states coming under both terms are the same. So what do we get under saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhamma? We get the 12 akusala chitta and the 27 cetasika. Now we move on to the second term, asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā, states that are not corrupt but corruptible. So again, this word asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā is formed by combining two words together. The first word is asaṃkiliṭṭha. Now we are talking about the first term in the negative sense. So asaṃkiliṭṭha refers to not corrupt or not defiled, together with saṃkilesikā, corruptible or objects of defilements. So only the first term is in the negative sense, together with the second term, which is in the positive sense. The Nikkepa Khandang description of asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā, which are the states that are not corrupt but corruptible. Sāsava kusalabhyakata dhamma, the wholesome and indeterminate co-intoxicant states. Now here, what we get is asaṃkiliṭṭha. So they are not corrupt. However, they are saṃkilesikā. They can be objects to the corruptions. So what we will get are entirely comprised of lokiya or mundane ultimate realities. So what we have to take is everything mundane except for the akusala dhamma. So what we are left with are the kusala, the mundane kusala, and the mundane abhyakata dhamma. And under abhyakata, we will get the vipaka, the mundane vipaka, the kriya, as well as the rupa. And because all of these ultimate realities under this term are mundane, we get them only from the kamavachara, rupavachara, arupavachara, the three mundane spheres: sense sphere, fine material sphere, and immaterial sphere. And they comprise of all 5 aggregates, because we took rupa as well. Rupa is also a mundane ultimate reality belonging to the kamavachara dhamma. And these are the states that are not corrupt, but can be objects to the corruptions. And now the Atthasālinī Khandang description of asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā. Tisu bhumisu kusalam, tisu bhumisu vipako, tisu bhumisu kiriyabhyakata. So here we get kusal, vipaka, and kriya, the wholesome, the resultants, and the functionals belonging to 3 planes. And what are these planes? The kamavachara, rupavachara, and arupavachara. Sabbancha rupam, and all matter. These are the states that are not corrupt, but objects of defilements. And now we have listed here the analytical states of asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā. We get 17 mundane wholesome consciousness. And how did we get 17? We know that there are 21 kusala chitta in total. And when you deduct the supramundane magga chitta, 21 minus 4 is 17. And we get 32 mundane resultants, and that is from a total of 36 vipaka. When you deduct the 4 palachitta, you get 32. And 20 functionals. Basically, all kriya chitta are mundane, so you take all 20. And together with these consciousness arises 38 mental factors. And finally, we take 28 rupa. Now, this is a chart that gives us in gray the asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā consciousness. And as you can see, you get the tisu bhumisu, the 3 bhumi or the spheres, kamavachara, rupavachara, and arupavachara. And under these 3 spheres, we get kusala, vipaka, and kriya chitta. Now we come to the final term, asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā, states that are not corrupt and not corruptible. So here, both terms are taken in the negative sense. And the word asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā is formed by combining the 2 words asaṃkiliṭṭha, meaning not corrupt or not defiled, and asaṃkilesikā, not corruptible or not objects of defilements. We now go into the Nikkepakanda, the summary section description of asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā. Katame dhammā asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā, which are the states that are not corrupt and not corruptible. Apariyapanna maggācha maggaphalānicha, the paths that are unincluded and the fruits of the paths. Asaṃkatacha dhātu and the unconditioned element. These are the states that are not corrupt and not corruptible. Now again, if you go back to the previous tika, you will find that this is identical to the 3rd term of the upadinna tika. Anupadinna anupadāniya dhammā. It is identical because what we get under both these terms as analytical states are the supramundane consciousness, cetasika, and nibbana. The Atthakatha Khandam description of asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā. Chattaro magga apariyapanna chattaricha samanya phalāni. The 4 paths that are unincluded and the 4 fruits of the life of a recluse. Nibbānañca, and the final state of deliverance. Ime dhammā asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā. These are the states that are not corrupt and not corruptible. Again, this description is entirely the same as anupadinna anupadāniya dhammā description, because the ultimate realities categorized under both these terms are identical. The analytical states that we get under asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā are the 4 maggachitta, the 4 palachitta, the 36 cetasika, and nibbana. In other words, everything that is supramundane will be classified under this 3rd term. All right, so now we have a chart, and in pink, I have given the asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā. And in gray is everything else. And on the far right, you have the 4 kusala or the 4 magga and the 4 phala. And these are the asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā.
我们看到这个图表里面呢，老师用这个粉红色的这个颜色呢，把它标示出来呢，属于这边非受染、非顺染法的内容，也即是呢这些出世间法的内容。那就是我们看到这边呢，8种在89种性里面呢，8种出世间性，就是4种道性跟4种果性是属于这个非受染、非顺染法的内容。那剩余的灰色的这些呢，就是不属于这个非受染、非顺染法的，这些呢都是属于世间的这个性。
So to recap, Today we talked about Saṃkiliṭṭha Tika, the corrupt triplet. The first term, saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā, states there are defiled and objects of defilements. Asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā states there are not defiled, but objects of defilements. And finally, asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā states there are both not defiled and not objects of defilements. And now this chart gives a summary of all three terms. So first we get saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā. And under that term, we get everything that is unwholesome, all the akusala. So the 12 akusala chitta are classified under this term. And the second term, asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā, we get the remaining mundane ultimate realities. So here under this term, we get the kāmāvachara, rūpāvachara, arūpāvachara, kusala, vipāka, and kriya. And in addition, we also get the 28 rūpa. And finally, in the third term, asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā dhammā is given in pink. And we get everything supramundane under this term. So we get the 4 magga chitta and the 4 phala chitta together with the 36 cetasika and nibbana. So we come to the end of our talk. And I'm going to leave you with an exercise. Categorize the analytical states of the Saṃkiliṭṭha Tika according to Kanda, aggregates, Ayatana, bases, Dhatu, elements, and Arya Satya, noble truths. But before we wrap up, I just want to summarize everything so that it will become more clear to you. So basically, the saṃkilesikā dhammā are everything that is mundane. So we get the akusala, the mundane kusala, mundane vipāka, all the kriya, cetasika, basically 52 cetasika, rūpa, everything is classified. Everything that is mundane is classified under saṃkilesikā, corruptible. And everything supramundane is classified under asaṃkilesikā. Now here, the letter A has fallen off. It has to be asaṃkilesikā, not corruptible. And everything supramundane. So you get the 4 magga, the 4 phala, the 36 cetasika, and nibbana classified under asaṃkilesikā dhammā. The saṃkilesikā dhammā can be further subdivided into saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā and asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā. So under saṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā, you get the ultimate realities which are corrupt. And corrupt means they arise together with the corruptions or defilements. They arise together with the kilesas. So what are these? These are the 12 akusala and the 27 cetasika. Everything else are objects to these kilesa, but they are not corrupt. They are asaṃkiliṭṭha. So they are classified under the second term, asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā. These are the 17 mundane kusala, the 32 mundane vipāka, the 20 kriya, and 38 cetasika, and the 28 rūpa. Those are the asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā. And the third term, finally, we get asaṃkiliṭṭhasaṃkilesikā, both in the negative sense. And under that, we get all the supramundane ultimate realities, the 4 magga, the 4 phala, the 36 cetasika, and nibbana. Yes, so we now come to questions. If you have any questions, you can ask them now. All right, so it seems like there aren't any questions. So in the absence of questions, we will end our class today. And the next lesson will be on the 18th of August. That is the next Sunday. It is now time to share merits. Akasatta Chibummata Deva Naga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Sasanam. Chiran Rakkantu Desanam, Chiran Rakkantu Mamparan. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukita hontu ñāteo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukita hontu ñāteo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukita hontu ñāteo. Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamo satan samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya. Idam me punyang asavakya vahang hotu. Idam me punyang nibbanasa paccheo hotu. Mama punya bhagam sabba sattanam bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punya bhagam labantu. Buddha sasanang chiran tiktatu. Buddha sasanang chiran tiktatu. Buddha sasanang chiran tiktatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Doctor. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Doctor.
Have a good day.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you.